with Game Zone. We're here with the Watch Dogs 2 game director.
I'm Danny Belanger. I'm pleased to meet you.
So we got a hands-on with a demo about 5 hours into Watch Dogs 2 today. It's the first time, right, that anybody's played it and recorded it. And,
exactly.
You know, raised a lot of questions. It was a lot of fun. So I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
First one, is there any connection to Watch Dogs 1?
Yes, it's after the story of Watch Dogs 1, and DedSec was introduced in the game, so in the first game, but it played a kind of minor role, but now it's really the thing of the game, and you're actually part of DedSec, and you're actually building it up.
I had a kind of like a more of like a technical question about one of the features of the game where if you're playing campaign, people can hack into your game, right? Are there any repercussions if you like turn that off and still have the game like connected online?
No, actually, you can customize every single online feature. So if you don't want to be invaded, if you don't want co-op, if you don't want the bounty, you turn them off individually, and there is no consequence. I think the consequence is you're missing some fun activities, and I think it really adds to the game, but we let the player decide that.
That's great. So we saw an Easter egg with when we were in the house, Blinky, Inky, Pac-Man, the reference to that. But are there going to be any references or Easter eggs for Aiden's sister or nephew?
I'm sorry, I can't spoil that.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask. In the first game, there was a companion app. Are you guys going to like stagger a release for that? Are you choosing not to implement it this time around?
There's none of that, unfortunately, for the second one right now. So we'll see in the future, but nothing announced.
Okay. So people have been kind of comparing Watch Dogs 2 to Assassin's Creed 2. It's kind of like the Assassin's Creed 2 of the series, because they're seeing it as a more refined iteration of the Watch Dogs series. Like, what do you think of that comparison?
Well, I like hearing that, and I hope players really feel that. For us, it's obviously a great opportunity to build on something. The first one, it was kind of a new generation of console, a new open world, a new IP. So it was very challenging. But now that we have that, we know what Watch Dogs is about. We can really build something cool. So new character, new city, deeper hacking. So a lot more hacking. We changed the driving. I don't know if you felt it, but it's a bit easier than it was in the first game. So it really allows us to listen to the fans. Okay, this worked really well, let's push it. This worked less, so let's fix it. So for us, it was a great opportunity.
There is definitely a difference in the driving. Are there any features that have yet to be revealed? Like, can you look forward to some surprises?
I would have to dig in, but I'm sure there's things you didn't see. We gave you guys a lot of hacks so you can experiment what the game is about and all the mechanics. But there is some hacks you guys didn't try out, so there are stuff you didn't see for sure.
The game kind of parodies hacker culture a little bit, like to a certain extent. How did you strike the balance between making the game serious and humorous at the same time? Not going too deep into like the memes or the jokes,
Well, hacker culture is very funny, so they like to have fun. So for us, it's we were inspired by reality, and we learned a lot about hacker groups. And actually, the hacker groups, they're like in like small cells, even within a hacker group. Sometimes they fight each other. Sometimes, so it's not like one common thing. And hacker groups have different motivations. Some can sell hacks, some are, pretty bad. I think we're on the good side of the hacking, so they're actually exposing lies and dangers in technology, and you're kind of part of that movement with the DedSec.
You're not the team of hackers that sells DDoS attacks against people.
And they do it with a lot of style, a lot of hacker groups. They start movements with internet culture, and it becomes a thing. So the branding of DedSec was really important for us to to make it feel real, and also it's kind of cool just the way they present this stuff, and they're trying to get followers. So for them having,
it's definitely a cultural movement. Like
exactly. So they have to show themselves a bit, talk about what they're doing to the people of the game.
Why did you guys choose San Fran over Chicago, or picking up the story in Chicago?
We selected a few cities, but what we wanted to do is have a different vibe, a different tone. changing the city to San Fran, the actual Bay Area from Chicago, allowed us to be a bit more funny, colorful, and the culture in San Fran is really strong. So culture, counterculture, and especially the tech. So because we have Silicon Valley, and you being a hacker in Silicon Valley allows us to do really, really interesting stories about technology because it's really the birthplace of modern tech.
Yeah.
So that was really one of the strong reasons why we picked it.
What were the other cities you guys were looking at?
I can never
Don't say
that.
Miami. Don't say Miami.
I can't say that because we might use them in the future, obviously. But
Montreal. What did you guys learn from the feedback of Watch Dogs 1? Because there was that big kind of knee-jerk reaction to some changes that were made. What did you guys learn? What did you take away and apply to this?
Well, obviously, we do listen to the fans, so we read it even if it's not always fun. So there was a lot of good and some negative. So we take all that feedback and then we extract what we think we need to work on. People wanted stronger themes, so talk more about technology. So we're doing that. We have a new story, so we're taking it in a different direction. And for a sequel, it's nice to feel like it's different. Deeper hacking, so some wanted. I want to hack more, so we added that, like multiple choices. Driving, so driving was a bit difficult for some people, and the seamless was really light, so we're kind of bringing that back, but we're adding co-op to it. You're part of DedSec, so you can meet DedSec players out there. So you just press a button. You're now in co-op with someone or a friend, and you can do co-op missions for infinite time, actually, because it's just a system that will create missions.
I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to play it today. It was pretty great. I can't wait to see what the game is like once it releases and explore new territories and things like that. So thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for sitting down.
Thank you for coming. So I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.